Welcome back to another episode of Consciously Clueless. I'm your host, Carly, and I'll be your guide on this journey from consciousness to cluelessness and back around again. Thanks for joining me for another Sunday solo episode. Whether it's Sunday night and you're getting ready for your week, Monday morning and you're on your way to work, or whatever day this podcast has found you, I'm really glad you're here. Okay, today we are talking about manifesting again. I talked about kind of a manifesting basics a few episodes back. I can link that in the show notes. If you're new to the idea of manifesting, there are about a gazillion resources online. I will share a few of my favorites because it can get a little overwhelming and hard to know kind of like who to trust or what to read or anything like that. But that being said, if you are interested in the idea of manifesting, which is just creating our own reality, understanding that we create our own reality, and then actually doing that, because we're always manifesting, right? Like we're always manifesting our physical reality. It's just if you want to mold it and shape it and be a part of it and be a co-creator, or if you're just going to let it happen to you. Those are kind of like the differences. So, that being said, I had this moment the other day where I felt like I made a huge realization. If you are a listener of the podcast or you follow me on social media or whatever it is, I've been talking about the self-love reset course I created a couple months ago now. It's still relatively new. And I had just felt like this course like flew out of me. Like it was a complete download from the universe and I just had to create it. It came to fruition like really easily. I just felt like I needed to, and I wasn't sure why. Of course, self-care is important, and I talk about that a lot, but this idea of self-love specifically, I was like, well, this is important. I'm not totally sure why, but it just feels like it needs to be out there. So I feel like I had a delayed reaction to why I created this program, this course, that I can talk more about later if you aren't sure what I'm talking about. But this 7-day reset course for self-love. Why? Why did I create it? Well, I had this moment the other day while working on my own manifestations, realizing that the number one manifesting mistake, in my opinion, starts with self-love. Because hear me out. If you don't love yourself, and I'm not just saying like, yay, yes, I love me, like true, deep, you've done some work, you know some of your shadows, you are digging in, you are living your life, you are trying, you are working on stuff, and you love yourself for that. You love yourself no matter where you're at, no matter what's happening, no matter if it's a good day or a bad day, you have a foundation where you have compassion for yourself. So that is really important, right? If you don't have that, if you don't have a solid foundation or have thought intentionally or critically about what self-love means to you, how the hell can you manifest anything? Why would the universe listen to you? You know, you can do all of those tips and tricks to easily manifesting what you want. You know, some of those are helpful for me. They're just really whatever speaks to you in order to kind of focus. But how can you do any of that work if you actually don't love yourself? Because if you don't love yourself, you don't think you are worthy of what you're trying to manifest. Let me say that again. If you don't love yourself, if you don't have that foundation, you don't actually think you're worthy of what you're trying to manifest. Let's say you're trying to manifest a partner, or a specific person, or money, or something to do with your business, or whatever it is, any of those. If you don't love yourself, if you don't have a foundation set that rests on this idea of you are worthy, you deserve whatever it is you desire. You deserve happiness, you desire that specific person, that money, that business growth, whatever it is. If you don't have a foundation of self-love, you don't have a foundation that is set up to actually think you deserve these things. You're just trying to manifest them because you want them. And that's different. Wanting things puts us in this kind of place of lack, because if you want it, you don't have it. If you miss it, you don't have it. If you know you have it or deserve it, or let things come to you easily because you love yourself so much, you trust that, it's easier. But if you don't love yourself, if you don't give a shit about yourself truly and deeply, and if you are not on a journey to try and take care of yourself in some type of way, manifesting isn't going to work. Or it's going to be really hard and laborious, and it's going to feel frustrating. So in my opinion, one of the number one mistakes you can make when manifesting is not starting with self-love. So let's talk through an example. Let's say I am working to manifest a specific amount of money. Let's say $11,000. I want to manifest $11,000. Now, if I am coming from a place of lack and scarcity, all I can think about is how I miss that $11,000 and how I don't have it yet and how it is not in my bank account. If I don't love myself, on top of that, I'm thinking, you know what? Why am I trying to manifest $11,000? Do I even deserve that? It should go somewhere else. It could go to a different place. I'm not really sure I deserve that type of money anyway. Why would the universe give me that money? If you have any of those things, they're coming from a place of really not loving yourself. Now, on the flip side, let's say I'm trying to manifest $11,000 and I have done some work where I can confidently say I love myself. Then I could be coming from a place of seeing that it is about feeling like you already have it. And it is feeling like you are worthy and you deserve it. When you think to yourself, I'm manifesting $11,000 into my life, you can say, because I deserve it, I'm going to do good things with it. You can see all the reasons it should come to you versus all the reasons it shouldn't when you're coming from a place of not being able to love yourself. It might sound like kind of a nuanced, nitty-gritty kind of details when I go into an example, but I think it's actually pretty basic. And not like basic in a bad way, because I think basic on the internet can give you some type of image, but like basic as in easy to understand. You should love yourself. And if you love yourself, the things you are manifesting will come to you because that is the energy that you are putting out. If you are not putting out energy that you are worthy and that you love yourself no matter what, you're going to have all these conditions tied to what you're trying to manifest and just tied to your own idea of self-worth. Manifesting aside, the idea of self-love is super critical and super important for your physical health, your mental health. I'm sure you can all think of an example when you are trying to, let's say, change a habit. Let's say drink water every morning when you wake up. If you do it as a punishment because you have to and your stupid body needs stupid water, it feels like shit. You don't want to drink that water. But if you wake up every morning and you're like, yes, I get to nourish my body, I'm going to drink this water quick and it's going to feel super good. Even if you don't fully buy into that yet, that energy is a different way to start your day and to live your life and to use as a foundation moving forward. So, the biggest manifesting mistake, in my humble opinion, is not starting with self-love. And if you are listening to this and you are like, okay, where do I start? I want to create the life of my dreams, but I'm not sure I've got this self-love thing on lockdown. What do I do? I have exactly what you should do, of course. You should go to consciouslycarly.com/courses and click on the self-love reset course and go ahead and get started. It is 7 days, 7 emails right to your email. You can do it at your own pace. You don't have to do it in 7 days. 1 email a day, and it just takes you through with tips and yoga and meditation and journal prompts, videos from me, on the idea of self-love and just kind of breaks it down and then builds it back up. And if you do this, manifesting will seem easier because this foundation will be super important. Not only that, but I have a code for you listeners for a discount on the self-love course. This course is $29 because I released it for my 29th birthday, which is already pretty good to help you with the foundation of self-love, like $29. But if you use the code I love me in all caps when you check out, you will get 50% off. I'm going to leave this code active just for listeners. Only if you've listened to this episode will you have access to this code. I love me will now give you 50% off of the Self-Love Reset course. What a stinking steal. Honestly, you should check this out because this is what I wanted. I want to create things that I would or do use. This is what I was looking for, so I created it. If you want to manifest and if you want to just love yourself more and have those tools, this course can help you, and it's super easy and it's low commitment, and it's just honestly a mindset shift, helping you start to put those pieces together. So I love me, all caps, gets you 50% off of the Self-Love Reset course. You will have access to that code through the first week of June. I'm just putting it in episodes, so nobody else is going to know about it on social media. You get a special code for listening to this podcast because you're amazing. So get the course. Let me know what you think. I can't wait to hear from you. Thanks for listening to another episode of Consciously Clueless. If you enjoyed this episode, hit subscribe wherever you're listening. If you can help me get this into the ears of more listeners, send it to a friend, text it to a family member, share on social media. Whatever you can do really helps me out. And if you haven't yet, seriously, get your butt over to patreon.com/consciouslycarly and see all the amazing things going on over there in the community that we are creating. Until next time.